I request Mr. Parul Soni, founder ABWCI, to give the welcome address.
First of all, thank you so much to everyone, because it's a Sunday. You have come and you have spent time and you are investing time today on this great, investment which is on women. And I want to welcome each one of you, and my special thanks to everyone. चौधरी साहब, आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आज आने के लिए. Thank you. And ma'am, thank you so much for not only giving this space and blessing us, giving us guidance and support. That's really, Ajit Saab, thank you so much for the help and support. Dr. Saab, to really, you have always been with us, from the work which we have done earlier. And ma'am, Ratna Prabha ma'am, the inspiration behind many things. We met in 2015, and with all this work which is happening now worldwide, I can tell you that the contribution of ma'am has been great. So not only welcoming her today, but also thanking her for the whole thought process what we are. Ma'am, we have learned so much from you. How to create big networks. And that's what the thing is. I attended the meeting with you in Vijayawada, and it was really good. Yes. And special thanks, Kavita, to you, as we appointed her as the president of South Asia, and I can see the whole thinking of it, how it's going and spreading. So special thanks, really gratitude from me. And Ambika, thank you for doing all this great work. And Anandji, without you, nothing is possible, because you have been not only helping us in spreading our wings, but also giving us inspiration to go forward. This was a short notice when we did all this, and I'm not doing this welcome speech or anything in a way it should be formally, but I'm telling you that these are my pillars of strength, and these are pillars who will take us from South India to global. So that's what I've always said, ma'am, that from grassroots to capital. And from capital, I mean both the capital of the world and capital as finance asset. So that's it. And I'll tell you in few words, the journey of ABWCI. This journey has been that, in 2009, I was in US, attended some events and also met women entrepreneurs. From there, the whole inspiration came that we will one day create a global chamber of commerce for women, because different chambers are working and they are all led by men. This ABWCI is an inspiration that this is led by women, and all women of the world are basically bringing that kind of change. And we are world's largest network of women entrepreneurs globally. We are in 37 countries now, and each day we are adding new presidents and new countries as well. So bless us, help us, give us positive energy that one day we will be the biggest registry on this earth, and we will need your blessings, your support, all we will need, because what we are trying to do is with this positive energy, bringing that kind of thing. But South India is, I'm telling you, we started the whole journey also from Hyderabad, and ma'am, in your chairmanship, when you were the chief secretary, we did so much work in Karnataka. So with this inspiration, thank you, and really thank you from my core of my heart for coming today, because time, no money can buy. So thank you so much. I'm really, really, really blessed to have you all today. Thank you.
So thank you for inviting ISF for this very important conference, particularly Women in Business. The segment is actually increasing. I'm noticing a lot of startups run by women entrepreneurs these days. I think the wave is towards the business of women. As you rightly said, I think they have to get to the center stage at every level, in every sector of the industry. That's happening. One bad news, or not a good news, yesterday when I was going through one business newspaper, it's a Business Standard, it's a big article has come. This article says, this year, 2024, 3 IT companies removed 64,000 employees. And in the same article, they talked about using the generative AI and other AI tools, in the next 2 years, we have about 7 million IT employees working in India. Out of 7 million, the report says minimum 1 million people will be out of jobs, and that trend is going to continue. It's a very bad news, particularly for IT metropolis like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, Gurgaon, Chennai, where the whole economy is driven through the IT industry. I have seen myself when I came in '89 to Hyderabad. In Jubilee Hills, they were selling acres, not not now centimeters or millimeters, at a throwaway price. There is no economic driver. Once the IT industry took off in Hyderabad, high-tech cities, Hyderabad, whatever you are seeing, real estate industry got benefited, the hospitality industry got benefited, healthcare industry, you name it, every sector got benefited because of the IT industry, because we are creating the employment. If this kind of driver, growth engine, is now a question mark in India, how long we can continue that growth engine? So that's a really worrying thing. The other worrying factor, the second worrying thing, recently I was in Apollo Chennai. I was taking treatment at Proton Cancer Center at Chennai. Almost 2.5 months I was there. Every day I used to see small children between ages from 2 years to 16 years. There's so many people who are coming with the brain cancer, so many cancer. I asked the doctors there, why suddenly so many youngsters? Because at that young age, they're getting the radiation. What life they will have? They may treat doctors like Raghuram, they may have some solutions in the hospital, but with that radiation, with that kind of thing, by the time they get 20 years or 25 years, I don't think you will have the same energy to continue. The doctors there, they were telling, Mr. Chaudhary, you know, the root cause for this is all food adulteration. The water we drink, we think that we are taking mineral water, cool mineral water, but when these bottles are transported from one place to other place, particularly in the summer, they'll get literally boiled. In that temperature, all the whatever the chemicals are there within that plastic goes into the water, and we are happily drinking that is a good water. That's one. Milk, whatever our children are taking, all adulterated milk. All the vegetables, fruits, particularly processed foods, they use cottonseed oil, and repeatedly they use the same oil. And as per Apollo survey, every house will have at least 2 or 3 cancer patients. And he was openly telling hospitals like us will make money because more patients are coming. It's good for us, but it's not good for the country. If so many youngsters are getting impacted at the early stage, you think that we have a lot of manpower which is going to do in this complex world. The manpower is burdened with this kind of health diseases. What is going to happen to the country? So this is the second data point. The third one is actually a positive one, not a negative one. When I saw this statement, creative minds, innovative ideas, and sustainable solutions. It's a great concept for the symposium. We had recently means about 1 year back, a conference in Bangalore on the ISF Investors Connect. In that conference, my colleague Dinanath is also there. He was running a pitch competition, startup pitch competition, and so many investors were there and a lot of startups. We had that event in Bangalore. What is that location? No, not Buddhanahalli. HSR Layout. There's a place called HSR Layout where I was told there are 6,000 startup companies are in one colony. That's the reason why we had that conference. So in that conference, I told them that I wanted to do organic agriculture. We have 500 acres of farm. I took 200 desi cows. I did everything. I did a lot of investment went in for creating the water bodies and all that. But finally, I could not do anything because there's no labor. Labor happily sitting at home, getting every money like a salary. They're getting all the ration free, everything is free. Even they cover 1 hour, they're demanding chicken biryani. Maybe some people are asking even beer bottle and all that. With that kind of a thing, I don't think I can run any agriculture. So I told my brother, you take care. I don't have any interest. So I told this problem in that conference. One entrepreneur stood up, sir, you give me the complete details. Within 1.5 year, I will create a robo, and that robo will have all the arms to take care of the even plucking all the grass and providing the instant the what do you call precision agriculture. Suppose there is a fruit or vegetable is not good, immediately it will give a signal to the cloud that this is the fruit and this is the problem, and one small micro drone can fly carrying that particular biopesticide, which can give it to that plant. Today, what's happening? There is any problem in the my farm, 500 acres, I give the same kind of medicine. I'm wasting a lot of it. So he said he's working on it. Hopefully, I think we are going to fund him, and if that solution is available, definitely that is a sustainable solution. Whereas, lot of government of India money, NREGA funds, and so many state government funds, they are all going wasted. I have seen myself when they bring all the farm workers in tractors and all that this thing in front of me. I have seen they distribute the money, they do nothing, and they take all the money. Most of the money will go to the officers who come along with them, and that is a kind of misuse of the funds which are supposed to be useful for the rural sector and agriculture sector. That's not happening. Whereas, if you have this kind of creative minds and innovative ideas, we can create sustainable solutions through startups. So that is the focus for India Startup Foundation. Now we had two major conferences in Bangalore. One major conference is coming up in Hyderabad in September 27th and 28th, right? So that is a conference where our focus, I was telling my friend Ajit Rangnekar, there are so many problems in the rural areas. See, today for startup, many people are struggling because they don't have any problem to solve. If they create some app, some kind of a tech product, I think they are not going to survive. In fact, most of these early stage startups, they are all dying in the so-called startup death valley because they are not really solving a real problem. Whereas we have real problems, tons of them are available in the rural sector. The one example, whatever I said, the Chennai Apollo Hospital, if only we can create sustainable products, food products, natural food products, which are at scale and at the same cost what the other food products are available, we are not only making money, we can supply the food all over the world, and also we can make sure that the ground, whatever the root cause for the cancer and all these diseases, that also can be solved. Through that, we can create employment generation, we can create wealth creation, and we are creating sustainable solutions for entire country. So that's where I request the organization to come with some kind of action items. How is that we can work together and create those sustainable solutions for the rural India, so that India also will be benefited, more jobs can be created, more wealth can be created. So with this, I want to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to come and speak. Thank you.
It is really, I'm sure all the startups over here must be looking forward to you and Dina, whom I know for a very long time. I think Vishalakshi and Dina were together for the cycling at LNG Metro when we had that. So it is my relationship with them goes a very long way. And also with you when I was in HME. That is when the first time I met you. And ISB. I'm sorry, in what do you call it? SIBM. That is it. Thank you so much. And I'm sure all the startups now over here, whoever are there, know where to go head to when they want any idea to fructify. With that, we start with a special address. It starts with Srimati K. Ratna Prabha Garu, who is the IAS retired President Ubuntu Consortium.
K. Ratna Prabha is also our ABWCI Global Ambassador. So I forget, because the thing is, I feel I'm so close to her on everything that she is part of my founding team, not only ambassador of, because being global ambassador is a very big thing, but I feel more closely on those aspects, ma'am.
Good morning, all the dignitaries on the dais and guests from Hyderabad. Being a true Hyderabadi, I know how difficult it would have been for all of you to get up early in the morning and come for this kind of a thing. So I should thank all of you for being here today. Secondly, this is something sort of a homecoming for me being here. And it looks like a family reunion because I will just speak 5 to 10 minutes, because I feel very much happy to be here. I remember that when I joined service in 1981, I was not given my home card because I had a lesser rank. Then I had to go to my neighboring state, that is Karnataka. It was good in those days, getting the second best state was, nowadays card allotment is so tough. So I was always looking for an opportunity to come to Hyderabad. I somehow never could forget Hyderabad. Though people who go to different cadres get settled there, but I would be looking for every opportunity to come to Hyderabad. And NIMSME, which was NISET in those days, was a good opportunity for me to come to Hyderabad. So whenever they used to advertise for a 1-week course or a 15 days course in NISET, I used to be the first person to apply and come here for the training. Though I would hardly learn anything from the training, I would just think it's an opportunity to be home. So Swarupa, I met her long time back when she was a faculty, and it's really wonderful to be here in this institution which has grown so big. I visited this institute after maybe 20-25 years. So it's really nice being here. Then secondly, then what happened, as I said, I kept looking for opportunities to come to Hyderabad or Andhra Pradesh. So when there was this advertisement for a central deputation at the Visakhapatnam Export Processing Zone, which was VEPZ, now VSEZ, Special Economic Zone, everyone said you're wasting 5 years of your career in going to a place where there's no industrial growth. It's just a plain piece of land out there. And what the hell are you going to go there? If it was the chairman of the port or chairman of the steel plant, it would have been worth opting for this. What is this VSEZ, VEPZ? Nobody has heard of it. Nobody has heard of special economic zones, and why the hell are you going there? That was in 96. And I went there. It was a very small office with 2-3 staff, and it was thrown open. Now you develop. And I was out of the district. And in the districts, we are always anti-industry. You're supposed to be pro-poor and anti-industry. So all the industrialists told me, why are you going to the export processing zone? We don't see you doing anything for us. We're always, closing industries for pollution and labor issues and all that. So that was a new learning for me, going there, starting the industrial belt and, setting up a diamond unit, a car alloy unit. It was a very good journey, employing women out there. And that is when, during one of my visits to Hyderabad, I met the pioneer of industrial growth in Hyderabad, that was J. Chaudhary. He did tell what he has done. Chandrababu Naidu and he together developed the IT sector here. Here in Ameerpet, we had that small STPI where he used to sit there, Maitri Vanam. And I went there and met him. And I said, why don't we do something in Visakhapatnam, IT? The CM's office said, no, we want to develop only Hyderabad. First, let us develop, that's what Randeep Sudan said. First, let us develop the drawing room. Then let's get into the bedroom. So how can we come to Visakhapatnam? But I didn't let it go. I kept, because Chaudhary was a central government employee, nothing to do with state. I was also from central, so I kept pestering him. Come on, let's do something in Vizag. Then one day Chaudhary landed with B.V. Mohan Reddy. You remember? We went and sat in some hotel of Info. Now what is it? Science. Now he's calling it Science. In those days it was some Infotech or something. How do we do something? How do we grow IT? Because I'm talking of innovation. These are all innovative ideas. Who would think in a coastal place we could start IT? IT was just growing in Hyderabad. So Chaudhary and me went on pestering so many, companies to come to Visakhapatnam. No, we do not come. This and that. Nobody wanted to come. Then Chandrababu Naidu was taking a delegation to Malaysia and Singapore because he wanted to learn what's happening. Chaudhary was also there. Then he said, why don't you come? I was in central government. They said, how can you go with the state government delegation? You're from central government. So I had to fight with everybody in the ministry and got myself nominated and went with them. And that is how first we saw the IT parks, how the computers are, how the IT grows, how it creates employment. And then we came back. And then Mr. Shamal Ghosh was Secretary Electronics. And he said, you're so passionate and I have faith in Chaudhary. We will set up the first STPI in the export processing zone. We will give you 1 crore to set up the satellite station. You give us the space. So first time it was a combination of Commerce Ministry and Electronic Ministry doing this. Nowhere it was done. That's how the IT exports started in Visakhapatnam. With Ramakrishna Hegde, the Commerce Minister, coming and laying the foundation. So from there, I have the association with Chaudhary. So you don't think he's a small man. He is the one who taught Chandrababu Naidu, showed the way to him how the IT could pick up in Hyderabad. Really, I'm telling you, because I have seen him. That small office, I used to go and sit with him. Maitri Vanan, can you imagine in Amirpet, one small one satellite there, he was sitting and trying to promote. And look what has happened to Hyderabad with the IT, this thing. So, with that experience, I came again. And then again, always wanting to be in Hyderabad. So, applied for interstate deputation. Came to Hyderabad. And because of that experience, the then CM Rajshekar Reddy gave me the post of IT Secretary. That's how I came here, continued working here, then the whole of that Microsoft, Infosys, etc. One phase, I take pride that it was established during my time. Because when I took charge, we had only the high-tech city there. Only that building. And the Cyber Pearl and some cyber something else. Only 3 buildings were there. The rest was developed during my time, where I was there for 3 years. And that is when I met Ramagaru. Okay. Ramagaru was heading a lead. She came and told me, I'm doing this, the industrial park and all that. IT, I had no need to take interest in industries, but I went to see what she was doing. And she had set up this beautiful women's industrial park, exclusively for women. So all this is innovation. We don't have to really say what is innovation. Exclusive women's park for women. Can you dream of it in India in 2000 or 1990 or something? I don't know. 25, 30 years back. A women's park exclusively for women entrepreneurs. And what she did remained in my mind. I always believe in learning from others. I don't think I'm a bureaucrat, I know everything. I only learn from people. I pick up from my clients, I pick up from the people who are around me. I pick up from people who know much more than me, because we are new to any sector. We are there for 1 year, 2 years, we get transferred. One day we are in health, another day we are in education, another day we are in IT, another day we are in public enterprise, not doing anything. So, you learn. So that's how I met her. And then when I went back to Karnataka and became the first additional Chief Secretary, Industries and Commerce, after a great deal of fight, that a woman can head the Industries Department, and it's not only the men, that I implemented what she did after 20 years, introduced an industrial policy for women, and had this exclusive women's parks in the industrial policy. And we had 5 women parks, one in Bangalore, Mysore, Gulbarga, and Hubli Dharwad. We had this industrial parks with special incentives, concessions, etc., which I think was an innovation, because women could have their own industries. Women felt that government was looking at them, government was doing something for them, because when I went there initially to do this policy, we found that women were somewhere, there were so many women associations, but nobody cared for them. So when we called them, they came up with so many ideas. And I owe it to Rama Garu that because of her, we could introduce this into our policy. And in fact, this policy I have recommended to Government of India, Parul and me. If you remember, made us a secret policy, because Prime Minister told me now I can share it. What's wrong in that? I went and met Prime Minister and he said, what can you do? I said, this is what we have done. Can be done. Then Prime Minister asked me, you give me a policy. And I ran to Parul's office. Both of us secretly did one policy and shared it. We don't know, it didn't take shape, but it's fine. But we made our effort, and I'm sure that someday the Prime Minister's office will look at the equal India. We call it equal India, that women should be. Because Prime Minister asked me, what do you want? What will be your contribution if I give you a position? I said, women form 50% of your vote bank. You should do exclusively for women. No, enough of Anganwadis, enough of maternity food. Let us do something for the women. And that's how, we did something there. So something innovative, we sent it. And finally, then one day Parul landed up in Bangalore to end the whole story of how all of us are here. 2014 to 16, I was the ACS Industries. Parul came to us representing We Connect. And we were just doing our Invest Karnataka. At that time, Karnataka was in the 8th position. Everybody thinks Karnataka is first in industries. But when I took charge, we were in the 13th position. Then the next year, 14 to 15, we moved to 8th position. That was the time when I met Parul. And then he said, I'm representing We Connect. When you're doing Invest Karnataka, why don't you have a separate session for women? And we said, yes, we should do something for women. Why should investors meet be only focused on men? Why should it be only focused on large companies coming to your state? Let's focus on women. And that's how he formed the WhatsApp group, which was called Invest Karnataka. And then we did a special session for women. And it was so interesting that, we had different sessions. One Japanese session, one UK session, one some session. And all the sessions were going empty and everyone was in our session, in the women's session. And it was jam-packed, 400 women, the people were standing. And those other guys who were doing the sessions were coming, running and saying, please come to our session. But everybody was here. It was so well conducted. And after that, Parul said, let us do Asia's largest women entrepreneurs meet in Bangalore. It was his idea. I was only signing letters. He said, you sign letters, I'll get the sponsorship. I was by then ACS. I was out of industries, out of power, on the road to become the chief secretary. So nobody cares for the ACS post. But then he said, no, let's do it. We requested the industries minister who gave us that big BIC. He did a beautiful world, Asia's largest women entrepreneurs meet, 5,000 women. This is also innovation. Innovation doesn't mean you must do a product or something like that. You do things, tangible and intangible, which has an impact. So we did the Asia's largest women entrepreneurs meet. That's how we started working together. And once I retired, Parul said, ma'am, we should have this commerce, one chamber for women. So I said, yeah, we should do it. Okay. And then he was working and there was some problem with registrations, etc. He was in Delhi, I was in Hyderabad, they were fighting, they were working on it. Meanwhile, what happened was that the women entrepreneurs whom I was working with Karnataka, they suggested that, ma'am, we have retired and we have formed this WhatsApp group, which was done for Invest Karnataka, and so many presidents were on the group. Let us form a consortium of women entrepreneurs, and that is how we registered Ubuntu Consortium as a Women Entrepreneurs Association. We work for women entrepreneurs now in 11 states, 25,000 people, and now Parul, we have 55 members. Wonderful. And then suddenly after 1 year, Parul called me and said, ma'am, this is registered. ABW says registered. But already I was doing this with my, Karnataka and other women entrepreneurs. So he said, you be my global ambassador. But he forgot me in between. That's what I was telling him. So I'm still your global ambassador. So Parul and me, now we are working. We supplement and complement each other. We do work for women entrepreneurs within India. He does for women abroad. So from local to global, we complement each other. When we have an event, we call him, he supports us, and when he has something to do it. And that's why I'm here. So together, so many innovative things can be done. So it's not necessary that when you talk of innovation, you talk of a software, or you talk of a hardware, or you talk of a product, but you can also have innovative actions which lead to a lot of changes. So I'm very glad to be here and very happy that all my friends, and of course Kavita, I can't forget, Kavita was here. She's also treasurer of Elite, a partner with Rama Garu. So we used to meet, and she used to represent Elite in all the meetings. And when she called me here, I was really glad. She's been now promoted as the zonal head, South Asian head of APWCI. So it's nice to meet Kavita and Ambika's there working with Parul and all the big people sitting here. It's very good to be here. I felt it's just like going down the memory lane and wanted to be here and share my thoughts. Thank you. And sorry if I took time, but then one had to acknowledge all the people who are on the stage, from whom I learned and became what I am now. Thank you.
I would like to call Mr. Ajit Pamanekar, Director General Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, to give his special address.
We realize the enormous need and power for a platform where women can express themselves and get their rightful share of what's happening in the country. You know, way back in 2004, I was invited to a NASSCOM conference, and they were saying that there is going to be a shortage of 520,000 engineers for IT by 2010. And I said, look, you are ignoring 45% of this country's population, because only 10% of the women vote for engineering. So you take science graduates, physics graduates, even ask the graduates among women, train it, and you will have no shortage of either talent. After that, they never invite you. But I think this is extremely necessary. This is good, and please use this power. We men tend to be vocal. It's time for women to be vocal and to get what you want and to express what you're doing. Half the time, the great work that you're doing lies here. So do that. Ma'am, I may also tell you, while you talked about my friend's contribution to IT, he's also the father of entrepreneurship in this. Way back in 2000, when we started ISB, we said we want to be different and we want to start a center for entrepreneurship. But I really didn't know what I was going to do with it till I met Jay. And in 2004, we started the Thai ISB Connect, which was the beginning of entrepreneurship, bringing entrepreneurs together, connecting them to the VCs. And from 2004, when I look now, the enormous change that has happened, the credit goes to this man. I'm personally proud to call him my friend and to acknowledge what he has done for this state. So I'll take up from where you started and then add a few. See, what is happening is part of the reason why we are suddenly seeing an increase in cancer patients, etc. And please correct me if I'm wrong, is also because we are doing earlier diagnosis and better diagnosis. So it's not that necessarily, maybe cancer has worsened because of our food and things like that, but the good part of it is we are doing. And a lot of it is happening because quicker, faster, technology-driven tests are coming up, which is allowing us. Hopefully, going forward, technology is also going to help us solve and to treat some of these things. Similarly, in agriculture, what's happening is, while on one hand there is a shortage of labor, and that's a completely ridiculous situation today in this country, where we have a huge pool of talent and we still don't have people. And that is leading to a large number of agri-tech innovations. Now, in both life sciences and in agriculture, there is a huge percentage of women students. Right? So that's one. Also, what is going to happen is, already we are saying that the heat wave is already upon us. Yesterday, there was a news report that the incidences of heat waves will increase 30%. times. 3,000% for those of us who think 3,000% increase in heat. And this is only heat waves. We already saw what happened to Dubai with extreme rains. So weather patterns and weather changes are going to play havoc also with agriculture, also with health. Because what will happen is, as places where we lived become unlivable, we will move, we will interact more and more with animals, zoonotic diseases will increase, and therefore, so this entire issue of health and agriculture is going to become very big. The second thing is, and by the way, one report said that from 1992 to 2014, in a period of 22 years, the world lost 30 trillion US dollars. Trillion. So roughly $1.5 trillion a year. India's GDP is about 3 trillion. So just think that the world is losing, and that was up to 2014. If you look now and you talk of this, the world will probably lose anywhere between 2 trillion and 3 trillion dollars every year. And it is expected that 60% of that loss will happen in southern countries like ours. So our future is at enormous risk from climate. Number one. Number two, AI and all the developments are also creating a huge increase in cyber security risk. So that itself is talked about anywhere between 200 and 500 billion. So if you take just these two things together, and I turn it around from a calamity to an opportunity, then you are talking of an opportunity of about $3 trillion for each one of you to look at these opportunities and see how you can not just make money out of it, but contribute because our children and our grandchildren are going to be affected by this climate. And we owe it to them to find the guide. So there are enormous opportunities in health, agriculture, and in sustainability. So the Telangana government has always very strongly believed that we want to be the state known for its innovation, but that is not just digital innovation, but innovation that affects all sectors of society. So RICH, which I did, deals with farmers and innovations in farm and agriculture. VHub, and pretty soon the new CEO of VHub will be announced, and I'm meeting her. I don't know whether I should talk about it in its announcement, but we will have I think a coordinated program. So we also have one organization which is focused on helping women entrepreneurs. The third entity is also the entity which I currently head, which is the Telangana State Innovation Cell. And the Telangana State Innovation Cell's current focus is to support startups at grassroots, rural startup. As Jay rightly said, there is enormous potential, once again, in protecting our water resources, in protecting our agricultural resources, in ensuring that we don't need to come to the cities, but we can have a very good and healthy and profitable life in the villages. And so TSIC supports grassroots innovation and societal innovation. Innovation with a double bottom line. So innovations which are profitable, but the main purpose of that is to do societal good. And all of these are going to be necessary. The last 40 years from 1980 to 2020 were the era of capitalization, globalization. I personally very strongly believe that these next 40 years, including now, is going to be the era of environment and society. And I would like to see women take the first lead. As I said, the three state entities, Telangana State Innovation Cell, V-Hub, and the Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad are there for you to fully exploit, to get the best out of it. The one last thing I'd say is that there was a report which said that the world is losing I'm sorry, these days I only use trillions, because I'm just scared with what I'm seeing around. But the world is losing $6 trillion because women enterprises are not funded. That is a crime against humanity. And again, while we can't, I wish we had $6 trillion and we would have funded, but we will, I'm hoping we'll start a fund for women entrepreneurs to support women entrepreneurs. Yes, and therefore I was going to say that ABWCI, he and I and we have, and we'll bring everyone together and we'll make it happen. Thank you.
We will work together because there are a lot of opportunities in the rural area. If Telangana government and ISF and ABWCI can work together, I think we can really create a new wave. You are part of it. You are ambassador. You are a global ambassador, right? Okay, how can you be? Thank you.
Now I request our partner, Dr. S. Lori Sarupa, Director General, NIMS Wing, please give her address.
Very good morning to all of you and greetings from National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, Hyderabad. Also, best wishes and greetings to all of you on the occasion of Mahavir Jayanti. Today is celebrated as Mahavir Jayanti. We are very happy to be part of this one-day symposium on creative minds, innovative ideas, and sustainable solutions. Congratulations to Kavita Garu for taking over the charge as regional president, and I'm very happy to have Madam Ratna Prabha Garu. So she acknowledged me as her kind of second home. Nice to have all the previous friends like Madam Ramadevi Garu also. And Madam, for your information, I'm straight away coming from Laksa. So now they have special cadres also, Indian Entrepreneurship Development and Indian Skill Development cadre. So first batch of Indian Skill Development is undergoing induction, orientation. So I have been called for a session. I was there. We are making our best efforts to promote the women entrepreneurship and to handhold the women entrepreneurs and to cater to their needs wherever it is possible. And Kavita Garu made a very wise decision. The stage is well balanced. Yeah, that's why I came and sat beside. Otherwise, only all men beside. So, creative minds. I think in India we have a lot of creative minds. If we list the creations or the creative ideas given by starting from the school students or in the colleges, +2 colleges, especially in science and technology community, and among illiterate masses also we find, and a lot of innovations are going on. So rightly our ministry also identified the need, and they have announced a scheme that is innovative. And I'm very glad to share that we are the host institution for this innovative scheme. And year after year, a hackathon is called. The aspirants has to come out with their proposals, the ideas, and it is screened at the institution level, then at the ministry level, then whoever is most innovative. So they get 15 lakhs grant for an innovative idea alone, only the grant. So later to develop their product, their prototype, to launch their business, then a lot of assistance is given. We have celebrated our Diamond Jubilee in the year 2020. 60 years of commendable services to the country and to the growth of MSMEs, not only in our country, but across developing nations. So we have also taken a call after Diamond Jubilee. So what do we do? Something new, something innovative. So as rightly told by the previous speakers, so 50% of the population is again women. So precisely 49%. So we have taken a call to double the number of women entrepreneurs in the country. So we have been working not in a structured way because this is a self-financing institution. So wherever we were getting the support in terms of technology, in terms of some platforms like this, our finances, our knowledge sharing, we have been doing that. We started fortunately with Jammu and Kashmir from the help of Governor House and JKBPO. We have organized for them entrepreneurship and mentoring program for the women. So Jammu and Kashmir women are known for their handicrafts, making some pashminas, processing honey, processing again saffron, all these things. So it was a bit tough time for us to do online for them because they are not well versed with Hindi, English they cannot follow. That too online. So everyone was learning. Institutions like NIMSME was also trying to set up their elements and doing many things. So we could onboard precisely 118 women onto Amazon platform after 3 months of this PDP plus 3 months of mentoring. Now they are selling their products across various countries. We could introduce them to 40 countries because our reach is 145 nations through IDEC programs. So likewise, we started doing here and there. Jharkhand government, they have a scheme funded by World Bank. So Tejaswini, under that we are helping them exclusively to bring out the innovations from women and empowering them, teaching them our schemes and a lot of strategies we have been doing. So we also started organizing as an institution women hackathon. So first version we have completed, and when we were about to do the second version, our ministry also has announced a women hackathon exclusive version for entire nation. And I'm so happy to share that see, it is open for all, but 2 women entrepreneurs again for this exclusive women hackathon were awarded. One girl, very young girl by name Swapna. So she is doing the security system in the heights. If there is a problem in the tall buildings, now we have high-raised structures. So how to take care of the fire safety and other safety, the security systems. She got an innovative idea, and now we are mentoring her to launch her product. Likewise, one more lady by name Anusha. So she is developing the analog millet rice. Some other health issues were shared here. We are very much capital of diabetes, and Hyderabad is known for that. We are very much obese, having a lot of rice. Last year was the International Year of Millets. Millets is given a lot of emphasis, and awareness is being created. The nutritional facts, the health impact, and all those things. So if a millet is served as rice in the rice form, so maybe people like to eat that. If biryani is served with that analog rice, I think it can go beyond borders, like how Hyderabad biryani is going every day. She's developing. Yeah. So how Hyderabad biryani every day is going to Dubai, London, and other places. So this may happen. IAM has that formula, and she's incubating there also. We introduced her, definitely. She's an NRI. She came back to India, good that, and she won the innovative idea competition and the women hackathon and analog millet rice she's developing. I really appreciate Chaudhary ji for his voluntary support to this woman. So how do we double the number of women entrepreneurs? So we have a success women industry association here. Whenever there is a policy dialogue in the ministry, especially a close room discussion with minister, I have been suggesting, rather requesting and making noise, trying to make a noise there, that every state we need this kind of women industry association. We have only 7. I think I'm right, 7. Yeah, Gujarat it started, Seva, then Ali, then we have Kobe, then we have Awake. Very vibrant and national, of course, international presence also we do have. But other states it's not so. Tamil Nadu also we have, but such a national presence is not there. So I have been requesting my ministry to set up this kind of women industry associations in every state, so that whatever we are aspiring for, the targets, the goals, that will be achieved. As of now, in the MSME sector, women-operated enterprises are only 13.2%, and women-owned enterprises are only 13.2%, and women-operated, where women also participating in leadership roles and in production, other floors, so it is around 18.3%. So unless we have these kind of associations, so women will not come forward for various reasons. There is a lot of stigma, and they need exclusive forum where only women can take care of them, address their issues, and give a solution for their challenges. And so a lot of innovations, as told by Ratna Prabha Madam, it is happening. So from ministry side, from municipal side, we are also striving our heart to handhold the women entrepreneurs. And regarding sustainability, so I think we should all make a promise to ourselves that sustainability should be our responsibility, because we are all experiencing the ill impacts and the bad effects of the climate, and our interventions, more importantly. Because of our human interventions, all these things are happening. I'm very happy to share our ministry has launched 2 important schemes to take care of the sustainability aspects of MSMEs. One is GIFT scheme, Greening Innovations Finances for Transformation. Other one is for Circular Economy. So that is Sustainable Promotion for Circular Economy. Under these 2 schemes, the MSMEs who are planning to have the renewable energy sources are manufacturing of these kind of services, products, are rendering the services, will be given financial assistance and also credit guarantee under this SPICE scheme. So these 2 schemes are there. I think the majority of you are aware of this, but still you can take this message so that the MSMEs will become more sustainable. And it is very heartening to note that 28% of the pollutants and all the waste is generated from MSME sector alone. Though we contribute good for the GDP, for the economy, for employment generation, but still there is the negative side. That's why ministry has made this. And another good scheme is there, that is RAM, raising and accelerating the performance of MSMEs. Under this scheme, again, greening, the sustainability is one very major component. We are partnering with the states because it is a state subject, MSME development and growth. So we are helping them to take care of this greening activities. Under that, again, creation of awareness, and to starting from solar panel making or whatever energy efficient solutions, technologies, promotion, establishment, and propagation. So ministry is helping. Since it is from Women Association, Foreign Association, so I just want to share one thing with all of you. We are aware of the Unicorn Club. There is only one woman from India into this Unicorn Club. She is none other than Miss Radhika Gai. Radhika Gai Agarwal is her full name. She is the only woman. So when population is 49%, I think more and more women should join that club. And she worked 20 years to get into that position. I hope all of you are aware what is the Unicorn 190s, right? So minimum 20 years is required, and at present, if all the organizations sitting here, if they support any woman, I think minimum it takes 10 years to reach that 1 + 9 zeros of business value to get into that club. Her brand is Time Life. She is doing that IT business. Earlier, she was working for an international company that is Shopcluse. It's a marketing platform. So, gaining that experience, she could do that. Without that international experience, having working in US, it is very difficult for any woman to do that. So, we are with you to support with any kind of assistance, whether it is technology, space, finances, getting into a scheme, or networking, and hand-holding, anything, we are with you. And we have IP facilitation center for your all IP product needs, starting from your trademark and patents, geographical indication, anything you can approach us. We will help you out. And all the speakers were telling. So it is our responsibility to see that women, progress, and more women should get into this unicorn club. So since that 906 is difficult, so I propose at least we'll start with the baby cons, right? So definitely, yeah, we should start with the baby con. I'm trying to promote this concept everywhere because it's easy. We have several schemes, even under Mudra, 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs maximum. Under Kishore, it is given 10 lakhs. Even under PMEGP, starting from 1 lakh, the loan is available. 50 lakhs now, up to 1 crore, it is available because second loan is also extended. So you can take this concept, all of you, and whatever assistance is required, we will help you out. Because I always feel, so India now, as told by Ajit ji, we have 5 trillion economy, and 3, we are aiming at 5. We are in 5th position. We are trying to reach that 3rd position. We are landed on the moon. Many things are happening, but still we are bound by the standards and regulations by the world bodies. World Bank, our European Union. So they'll set a standard and it's very difficult to comply with their quality standards. Otherwise, we have standards set by for auto industry Germany, for IT US. Always we have to comply with that. So why can't we define the value of this baby gun and show to the world? Yes, now we are the highest populated country, highest young country, highest country with the highest youth population and women population. This is our value. You comply with this. We have this many baby cons, and you take it from us. So that's how I think we can bring out more creative minds. We can bring out more innovations and see that our MSMEs go sustainable with the assistance from the government. Not only from our ministry, various other ministries also we have assistance for greening MSMEs. I thank Kavita Garu for partnering with us and all the dignitaries visiting NIMSME and cherishing the good memories about NIMSME and all the gatherings present here for visiting NIMSME. And you not only visiting, you should keep visiting again and again and take the benefits extended by Government of India and practiced by NIMSME. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
With this, I ask now Srimati Rama Devi Garu, who is the president of Ali. I think she is the one who has been the startup, and from 2000, I mean, yeah, forward. You have been the one who has done the innovation. Yes. So yeah. So you have shown the way for others to come and join, and other states also to take it forward, as well as ATWC, I am sure.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. And I congratulate Parul again coming up with another innovation to bring all of us together, because networking is very important and we learn a lot through this network. Often we don't meet also because of various stress on our time and everything. So sometimes when we get this platform, we realize that we are all together in a very good objective. So it's a wonderful initiative taken by them, because women's presence in the international scenario is what we require. We need to project ourselves as a exporter. So this is the main intention of all these programs. And coming to, the other dignitaries here, Chaudhary Garu, he is a father of, I can say, innovation. When it started, Ratna Prabha madam told everything, but even I was also part of it. I used to admire him. And Chandrababu Garu, wherever he goes, he used to mention his name. And Madam Ratna Prabha, I know we need to have some good leaders to follow. One such leader is Ratna Prabha madam, because whatever I did, she was trying to make it more applicable to more organizations. That's what she did. And now all women to members, they look at her as a great leader. I see in WhatsApp appreciation, and that's how we need to take it forward. Once we think that we are doing something good, replicable things need to be replicated all over, not only country, in other countries also. So thank you, madam, for your words. And Sarvlori Sarupa, we are with NIMSME. I know you announce your programs, we carry on your programs. So we don't have to. Ajit sir is with vast experience in ISP and now heading Rich. We appreciate. I happen to discuss with him various issues which he has incubators also. There are a lot of challenges. I don't want to mention all those challenges here, but nice to meet you, sir. Ambika and Sir Radhakishwar, who is here, and also Annapurna and Madam Meenakshi, wonderful innovations, and Raghuram, he was with Elif also, and he's wonderful. And what he's doing is what we all do. And Vishal Lakshmi Garu and anybody I missed, And also Vishal Lakshmi from Millet Bank Animation, because when we are talking about agriculture innovation, she is in innovation. She value added millets, and today she is everywhere in all supermarkets. She is one of the innovators. Tiba, who is into biodegradable products from our elite incubation. She gave a solution for climate issues. And first, I think she identified the machine also, which makes biodegradable. And she is a sustainable innovation, because after thinking, everybody thinks. Like innovation, we all get a lot of ideas. I get every day one idea. But implementing, making it sustainable is the big issue. That's what she did. She moved out of innovation and she started her enterprise. But let us take her case study. What happens after innovation is very important, sir. I think the sustainability steps, what we take, needs lot of support. And these, entrepreneurs, they have an urge. They want to be. I remember her coming with a small baby to her unit. She delivered, and with 1 month baby, she carried her 1 month baby, and she was there in the. That's how women get involved in business, and they need 100% support. Please, what I urge all these eminent organizations to handhold and see that their life is made easy, because becoming an entrepreneur is really like walking on a tightrope. Taking care of your family, taking care of, now I have to rush to some other place, something, I have to take care of my family, my father, my mother, my husband, my children, and take care of your factory or whatever, your enterprise, yourself, that yourself they forget. That's what he kept on saying. All the time, you have something to do. Where is peace? What I urge is, we need to find innovative methods to make our life simple and easier. That's most important, because we need to be happy end of the day. Whatever you make, whether it's a business, service or anything, be happy, contented. And when you are into business, don't look for becoming, I'm not contradicting, but we are not looking at unicorns. We are looking at making others' life much easier. Let us have responsible businesses. You are the person who is addressing climate issues when you are starting an enterprise. Why don't you think of other people when you are setting up a unit? There are a lot of pharma units which are coming up as innovation today, but they are polluting. Who is responsible? It's us. So be responsible. That's a big word which we have to keep in mind. When you set up something, all these parameters have to be kept in your mind, because it's not IT or anything, it is a manufacturing sector which requires innovation today, particularly MSME sector. We have to get rid of this outdated mechanical products, mechanical machinery or whatever, and come up with various solutions to make it viable and sustainable. Today, most of the MSME sector are in losses due to the process, due to the, not getting into automation, due to not getting into innovation. So that is where the future of our country lies. I'm not saying it is not IT, but our strength should be in manufacturing. Our strength should be in agriculture. Our strength should be in textile and handicrafts, which we make, a dent in the world market. So let us focus with innovation and technology. Please try to understand the demand and get it here, because recently I happened to be with the European Commission and they keep on saying that your crafts are wonderful, why you are not getting a craft with the EU. We are there to collaborate. So countries are looking at us for certain products. Food. Look at food. We can feed the whole world. But what is happening? As Sir said, there is no farming happening in all the villages. No farming. So we need innovation there. We need climate issues like recycling, reuse. So much plastic is coming, but we are not converting into a product. In fact, we are importing plastics. I heard in one of the seminars, they are importing, recycled plastic from other countries. Why? As though we can't do that? Yeah, we can. We can do that. So let us think. What is the predict future, please? What is going to happen in future is something. Climate issues. Your agri-tech has to be addressed. Your health tech. It's not only IT sector, which is with innovation, but we always show that unicorns are from IT. But doing something good to make people's life comfortable is innovation. And the process what you take up is supported well by Government of India. Because of election time, I cannot mention all those things. But I would like to say there's a huge ecosystem, hand-holding support, giving you grants, but what happened to the grants, nobody's asking. That's the situation today. That's the environment what we have today. When I started industry, I had to give 200% collateral security to start my small enterprise. Today, you get under CGT MSME without any collateral. I have a very tiny ITI guy coming to me and taking 25 lakhs startup fund, 40 lakhs a scale-up grant. They don't have any background, sir. This is the support extended by various ministries. But let us put that to really a sustainable model. It's not taking money. It's how do you sustain business. You need a lot of mentors like Ajit ji, Chaudhary ji, and Madam Glory. All these people will support. Let us all come together in bringing innovation. Incubation should lead to innovation and then industrialization. This is how we have to plan. And I think, 1 lakh, recently I happened to be there in Mahakumbh with the PM announcement of 1 lakh crore for startups for future. So this is how moving to the 5th place, a startup ecosystem. Our India is in the 5th place in the world. Future is for the youngsters. I think but getting into the right areas is very important. And identifying the markets is very important. Innovation in technology, it should be sustainable innovation, what I feel. And people like Parul who will put us to international markets are very important. And recently, even government announcement of 3% reservation for women in PSUs. In defense is opening up. Think of big things also. And where gaps are there, please take that opportunity, because opportunities will not come every time. Opportunities come only during a short period. So please grasp and innovate and be successful entrepreneurs. This is my call to you. And ELIP as an incubation center, ELIP, sir, ours is also ELIP Rehab. And we are representing Niti Aayog, Ministry of Electronics, Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Commerce, and all ministries. They join in giving us the funds because we are women entrepreneurs. So take advantage and please do come and visit our incubation center. It's the only manufacturing. We do have machinery for you. How Pratibha be successful is we provided her with machinery for biodegradable plastic. And she worked with us for 1 year almost. And once she found her own production, she moved away and she got a bank loan and she got her from SISF also. So she's a successful role model. Now I'm asking Ms. Lakshmi also to get into SISF so that she can track and sell for the export market. So thank you, Parul. Thank you, Kavita. Kavita is my good friend and she's been the founder of LEAP also with us. We all as a team work together with the madam. I used to ask her many advices and she's always there. As a, what I can say, advisor, guide, everything, friend. Thank you, madam, and thanks to all this gathering here, and thank Anand for coming from India. From Delhi. I hope you will be getting it to maybe next assignment will be with one bag. So he is also a good friend. from Naipur, we also collaborate with the Naipur. Sir is here, and thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Dr. Radhakrishnan from Wiki, Telangana, Executive Committee Member and Director, HC Robotics Private Limited.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon, esteemed guests of the IAS, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this opportunity. Ever since I came to Hyderabad several years back, I started following one gentleman who is sitting next to me, Sri J. Chaudhary. And, probably you're all talking about India startup and things like that now, but I know him, for the ages, and continued working with him on AmCham, IACC, FICCI, FAPSI. FICCI was president several years ago. I'm only executive member just now. But not only those things, but there are so many social activities which we used to work together. One is saving our schools for the schools in Hyderabad. How to develop the schools, how to make them more workable and things like that. So many of the corporations here adopted those schools in those days. Then later, in the recent activity for the last few years, we are doing this Let's Vote along with Professor Subrahmanyam and a few others. Let's Vote is one, again, a charity body making everybody to vote. These are the things that I do work. And on the right side, of course, right side there are a lot of people, but one person I'll point out is our Director General of this institute called National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, for which we are also training partners. And there are at least 4 or 5 DGs that have worked in the past, but I can tell you, she's different, she's very bold, not for, reasons that you can see here, but at the back of this institute, this institute is to have so much of problem, with illegal occupancy. I was in the recently, madam, I was actually going through that road and I saw that, huge compound wall that was built. It's not a joke, it's fighting with the locals, fighting with the politicians, fighting with so many others, and you could make it. That's an extremely great thing that you have done. And of course, I have worked with so many of you in the past, starting with Ajit and Kalyan Ramani, madam, and all that. But, one thing that I can see in the startup ecosystem today is are the innovations, innovative brains and things like that. All our sisters, ammas, wives, everybody, they're all innovating in the sense our recipes that we prepare at homes, in our kitchens, are the greatest innovation of the world. Otherwise, all these pictures and burgers would have taken us, long back. But, you people sustain this model of preparing Indian food for the Indian, Indian recipes and things like that. That is the greatest innovation that I can think of any time. And coming, slowly in that manner, what we can see is today we are not able to do the innovations of startups in the areas where we require most. Of course, health, agriculture, and these are things that definitely we need a lot of innovation, but lot of inputs we are actually getting from various countries, especially small electronic items, small chips, small, a CCTV camera. We don't manufacture here. Everything is imported. And whatever that is in the fan, probably certain components we don't manufacture here. Today, in the defense and some of the other areas, government is encouraging innovations in so many levels. HC Robotics is one company that I am a director, and we have won a challenge from the IDEX, that is Defense Ministry Innovation Challenge, and trying to develop a product which is otherwise imported at a very costly. So some of these innovations need to be encouraged. And recently I was reading an article where if you spend 2 crore rupees, that innovation will last forever. Our R&D efforts have to be, accurate, and we can develop the products in such a manner that, we can take this, for years together. And we can compete with countries like Taiwan, Vietnam, or for that matter, Bangladesh. I know one company in Bangladesh which produce greatest technologies of the world. So I think, one is our youngsters are one way trying to get, become rich. They want to become overnight rich and things like that because of the OU and cities of the world. But at the same time, we need to put our efforts on individuals or the groups who are interested in developing the real-time science and technology or R&D. Then only things can actually take this, take our country to next level. And I will tell you one or two small stories here. Recently, one of my colleagues actually called me one day in the morning and said, I have only 16 days to go, because he said he was detected with cancer and doctors had told him, 60 days max. Then next, after 3 or 4 days, they all are very upset with that particular thing. And after 3-4 days, he was in an airplane going to Varanasi. And he called me from the flight and he said, I'm going to Varanasi because I want to meet my guru. Then he went there. Then the Guruji, otherwise he is in Himalayas and other places, but he was there at the Varanasi at the time, and gave him, after understanding the situation, he gave him the medicine. The medicine is basically our Hajmula Goli, types, very small pills that he gave them, and he was asked to take this thing every day, morning 2 and evening 2. And after taking those 2 pills, he gets completely burning sensation, and that he has to sustain it. Then in the evening, the same thing happens. So whenever the cancer will come down slowly. After a month or so, it has come down, and automatically when he takes these pills, that burning effect will stop. When the burning effect stops, means that his cancer is gone. But doctors in a very big corporate hospital here told him that he will die immediately soon after taking this pills. But he was such a stubborn guy. Anyway, he will live over 60 days, so he started taking only that medicine. And the Guruji told him that after taking these pills, they all will pile up at one place in the body. And after seeing that, the doctor, because he was not taking any allopathic medicine, but he was taking the scannings. But after doing the scanning, he found all these pills are at one place. And doctors advised him, you have to operate and take out those pills, otherwise he will die again. But he did not believe that also, and he actually believed in Guruji. And Guruji told him that those doctors will say the same thing, that all these pills will digest in your body after your cancer comes down. So it so happened. This happened about 1.5 years back, and he's hale and healthy and doing extremely well. And this is the innovation we have in India. And these are the things that happen every day in this country. I think those are the things that we need to catch hold. We need to bring and do some kind of a little bit of work on such kind of things, so that our, especially as Madam said, diabetes is one big problem for all of us here. And how to stop it is something life-changing, things that we can do, and we can actually, come out of the problems that we have. So, my feeling is that we need to adopt whatever our ancient culture, ancient systems are, anywhere in the world, such kind of systems exist. I think we need to adopt those things, because that is how people lived happily forever, happily for ages in the past. But today, life expectancy and all these things are coming up because of the things that we, what we practice. Thank you.
Now I request Dr. Ambika Sharma, Chief Executive Officer of APWCI, to say a few words.
Thank you, Geeta. That's a tall order to follow. I'm not even going to try saying half the things I had on my mind, also in the interest of time, because we're really running very far behind schedule. But my deep felt thanks for everyone who's on the dais. Thank you so much for accepting to be here. And we look forward to all the various ways in which APWCI can partner with your organizations, institutions, and people that you know. I just want to communicate one thing, because it's been coming up again and again, that Kavita, who's been a champion here in Andhra and Telangana, has now taken over the regional role for South Asia. And I know there have been a few questions around that. So I just want to clarify that while we have champions in countries in about 35, 36 odd countries, and it's growing literally as we're talking, we also have regional blocks. So we have a really huge block that's developing right now in Africa,
which has about 30 odd countries in Africa, and it's being led by an amazing woman. I mean, she's got some 40 years of experience in doing this with the Commonwealth. Similarly, we're trying these regional blocks in other parts of the world, depending on what is working and what's required for the women entrepreneur ecosystem in that part of the world. We're trying this in South Asia for bilateral trade, not just trade. I mean, we'll obviously go beyond it because we have associations as partners as well. You know, so you were mentioning industry associations. There are women associations, and then there are industry associations, and then there are formal chambers that look at trade across countries. So we have partners, you know, in Nepal, in Bangladesh, which are the leading associations for women in these countries. So Kavita is actually going to help raise that visibility for all women entrepreneurs in South Asia. And we are looking at buyer-seller platforms. There is more that I can tell you about this, but I'm not going to use this time and space to do that. I'm just going to quickly point out 3 people in the room. There's Ritik here, there's Bharat sitting there at the back, and there's Harina and myself. You can reach out to any one of us in the lunch break or later, and we'd be happy to share more information. And thank you everyone for being here on Sunday. Thank you.
Now I request Dr. P. Raghuram, founder CEO Usha Lakshmi Breast Cancer Foundation, to give his address.
Thank you very much, distinguished dignitaries and ladies and gentlemen. So it's well and truly, after listening to so many of you speak, I feel really honored, and it's a privilege to be amongst so many creative people with innovative solutions who have contributed significantly to the to women, and in particular, because I'm here to address on issues relating to women's health, which is breast health. Although there's no PowerPoint facility, I will just be very brief because I'm probably the last speaker. And I'm so happy that we have so many men in this audience, because it is the duty of the man in the house to look after their women, whether it's their mother, grandmother, spouse, daughter, because cancer, we have been hearing about various people speaking on this issue. Breast cancer is a tsunami in our country. This disease has overtaken cervical cancer almost a decade ago to become the commonest cancer affecting women. I mean, obviously there's a fine line between advocacy and scaring people. I'm not here to scare you, but I think it's very important to be empowered. 200,000 new cases every year, 100,000 deaths every year. Every 4 minutes, someone is diagnosed with breast cancer in the country, and every 8 minutes, someone succumbs to it. So for every 2 women who are diagnosed with breast cancer, 1 woman dies of it. Why is that? It's because of lack of awareness, taboo issue, closet issue, and secondly, we don't have a robust population-based cancer screening program. Although it is there on paper, it's not a robust screening program, and that's why 60% of women in our country present in the advanced stages. So if we have to break free from this, there is only 2 ways. One, women of all ages, and also the other alarming statistics in our country is, although breast cancer is very common after the age of 50 in the West, in our country we are seeing the majority of breast cancers peak incidence between 40 to 50. When I was working in the UK for 10 years, I would hardly see someone in their 20s and 30s and 40s with breast cancer. Here in Hyderabad, every day I see women in their 30s and 40s with breast cancer. So my real story and the turning point for me is when my mother had breast cancer. I was working in the UK and my wife was a fertility specialist, and that was the major turning point. Being the only child, I felt it's my duty to look after my mother, and so I returned in 2007, 17 years ago, to look after my mother and serve my motherland. Through a lot of innovative ideas and creative solutions, I established the country's first dedicated breast center concept, where women with breast disease present to one place, not necessarily with cancer, because most women don't have cancer. Secondly, something which is very, very close to my heart, and the main reason why I came back, established a foundation which has my mother's name. She's 90, she's a breast cancer survivor, she's a gynecologist, and all the activities which are being done in this country is being done in her name. సో మాతృదేశంలో అమ్మ పేరుతో పెట్టిన ఫౌండేషన్ లో సేవ చేసే అవకాశం కలిగినందుకు నేను అదృష్టవంతుడిని. సో ఇఫ్ దేర్ ఆర్ టూ మెసేజెస్ దట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు కన్వే టు యూ. ఫస్ట్లీ, విమెన్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఏజెస్, if you notice any new change in your breast, whether it's a painless lump or a painful lump, more importantly painless lump in the breast, recent retraction of the nipple, any excoriation of the skin around the nipple areolar region, any dimpling of the skin overlying the breast, please don't ignore. You must go to a doctor. Secondly, women of over 40 years and over, every year must have an annual screening mammogram. There is no other way to detect early cancer. There are many cancers where you can't detect early, like colon cancer or pancreatic cancer or esophageal cancer, gastric cancer, you can't detect early. There are 3 cancers that can be detected very early. One is breast cancer, the second is cervical cancer, third is oral cancer. And we can detect it so early through a mammogram, through few millimeters, when a cancer is, in a stage where the lady or the doctor cannot feel it. Several years later, that would form a palpable lump. You can pick it up so many years earlier. When you pick it up that early, there is no need to remove the breast. The breast can be reshaped. I don't mean after mastectomy. I'm saying that when a lump is removed, nowadays the techniques are called oncoplastic surgery, where you remove the lump, you reshape the breast so that you give excellent aesthetic outcome. And if women are diagnosed with breast cancer very early in the impalpable stage, one doesn't need chemotherapy, and we can confidently state, normally in cancer you don't use the word cure, although it's misused by private hospitals, etc. But when a cancer is detected that early, we can certainly say with confidence that we expect such women to succumb to old age and not cancer. And so if someone notices any new issues, they must not ignore. And the final point I'd like to say is that in breast health, because you're all educated, I'm sure you'll be able to empower others who are not here. If someone notices a lump in the breast, 9 times out of 10, it is not a cancer, it's benign. But to know whether the lesion is a cancer or not, there are 3 things. One is to meet a doctor who takes proper history, not just writes investigations. Talking is very important, communication. That's the first component, clinical examination. Second is a combination of mammogram and ultrasound. Third is an ultrasound guided core needle biopsy. With these 3 things, it is possible without putting the knife on the skin to get a diagnosis, because I see a lot of patients for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th opinions where they've already had surgery to get a diagnosis. In this day and age, and this is not from Mickey Mouse centers, these are from big centers. So if someone has a breast problem, there is no need to have surgery to get the diagnosis. You can get through triple assessment, a diagnosis, and treatment planning can be done. So if you or your relatives go to a doctor with a breast health issue, if triple assessment is not done, then you are in the wrong place. So finally, very grateful for the opportunity that I have been given to say a few words. And finally, just one thing that comes to my mind is, we have so many men here, and so I must say this, we have a lot of festivals throughout the year. So during these festivals, in addition to buying a sari for the women in your life, if you can gift a mammogram for women aged 40 and over, you would have contributed to saving scores of lives in our country. Thank you very much.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.